Greetings to everyone. Welcome back to another session on Informatics, the fifth semester paper of Calicut University for BA English students. And we were discussing about module 3 and that was about introduction to software, and we have almost reached the fag end of that particular module. Okay, so this is the last section, and that is computer system security. I might divide it into two or three, probably three video lectures, so that the lectures won't be that lengthy. Okay, it won't go too long, so that is why I have decided to divide it into two or three lectures. Okay, so this is like more or less kind of an introduction to the concept called system security, and also we'll discuss about the major threats to computer security. These are the two things that I want to discuss in the session, where in the last part, one most important threat to computer security is malware, which I'll discuss extensively in my next video. Okay, so with that we'll start. Let's go to the slides. Now, first we'll try to understand what exactly this concept called computer system safety. The term computer system security or safety means the collective processes and mechanisms by which sensitive and valuable information and services are protected from what all things, from publication, from tampering or collapse by unauthorized activities or untrustworthy individuals and unplanned events respectively. So there will be like purposeful attempt, and also you can say like something that happens without kind of it's something that has happened in an unplanned manner. Okay, but anyway you will lose your documents. That is something that you cannot even accept or you cannot even think about. So that is for that we go for computer system safety or security. Okay, so that is all about it. I'll explain the key terms. One, it's a collective processes and mechanism. Okay, all those process or mechanism by which we safeguard or we protect what the valuable information and services. What all things we protect the valuable information that are in fact part of that are in fact there in our in our system. That is also there. Then they are in fact protected from what? From publishing. Then tampering means basically some kind of damage, or you can say some unauthorized alterations that is happening to the information. Then a collapse means complete crash down, okay, by unauthorized activities, untrustworthy individuals and unplanned events respectively. What are the three main goals of computer system security? Now, why exactly we are going for a computer system security? We are going for a computer system security for three reasons. One, confidentiality. Second one, integrity. And thirdly, availability. We'll quickly go through it. Confidentiality is a term used to prevent the disclosure of information to unauthorized individuals or systems. For example, you are placing some deposit with the bank. Okay, so why exactly we are depositing it in the bank? We have a kind of a confidence that they'll not disclose the amount to others. You're getting it? So there is a kind of confidentiality. So if there is a kind of a flow or some problem that is happening at that time, what will happen is like there is a kind of everybody will get to know, like there is a kind of a disclosure that is happening. Okay, everybody will come to know about the amount that we have deposited. This is not a big issue, but still I'm just telling you. So that is confidentiality. So for example, you can say like if there is a flaw in the computer system security, then people can easily, the hackers or even those people have with some kind of a skill, they can easily come up, they'll get to know about the credit card information, or you can say about our personal information, and they'll use it. Likewise, we are getting so many messages, or price, you were awarded with 50,000 rupees or 5 lakh rupees. You just have to give your account number. All these information are right now, they are coming, just because of the problem with security. Now second one is integrity, which means the information available in an organization should be complete and whole. It should be complete and whole. That is why it should not be altered by any unauthorized person. When you are asking for some information, you should get the whole information up there. Okay, some people with kind of intentional or even unintentional attacks, they'll cause some kind of a damage to the final information that is made available for us, and through which it is in fact go unreliable. Okay, so when we are depositing something with the bank, it should not happen. Okay, so that is why it is said that the issue of integrity, or the goal of integrity. And thirdly, it is availability. Availability means it is as important as confidentiality and integrity. It means the information requested or required by the authorized user should always be made available. If there are some hackers, yesterday something happened, is like I wanted to get some money from the bank, but from my own account, but what happened is like there is some security issues or system error. That is what they said. They've told me. What happened is like I was in need of some good amount of money, but there's some system error that was happening, and because of that it was not made available. Basically, it is an issue of security. I am the authorized user, and whenever I am in need of money from my account, okay, what I actually need is like that should be made available. Okay, but if there is some security issues at that time, what will happen? It will not be made available. So that will definitely affect that particular company, the goodwill of the company you're getting, or you can say the goodwill of that particular bank. So these are the three main goals, you can say, of computer system security. Okay, we have discussed with the goals of computer security. Now we'll look into what are the major threats to computer security. So the major threats to computer security include errors and omissions, fraud and theft, employee sabotage, then loss of physical and infrastructure support, malicious hackers, industrial espionage, and malware. These are the major threats. We'll discuss them one by one in detail. There is no need to mug up the entire paragraph. Okay, just have to understand what exactly it is. Okay, and move ahead. But this is a very important area. You might get questions from this area. This is like more or less like an important area. First one is errors and omissions. Errors and omissions are like an important threat to data and system integrity. The errors are usually caused by data entry clerks processing hundreds of transactions per day, but it do not confine only to that. All types of errors can be there. Those who create and edit data, anywhere you can, that error can happen. Along with, likewise, omissions are also another important category. Anybody can be a reason for that. Okay, so data entry errors or programming errors that crashes the system, it can even lead to the crash of the entire system. So this is like not something like a flip of a tongue or anything of that kind. It create vulnerabilities. Okay, so errors can occur during all phases of the system's life cycle. Okay. The second one is fraud and theft. The computer can be exploited both for fraud and theft, both by automating traditional methods of fraud or by using new methods. Okay, means some small amount of money, it is in fact deducted without the, especially in the working of a financial system, it usually happens. Okay, so computer fraud or authorized users of the system, computer fraud and theft can be committed by insiders and also by the outsiders. Insiders means without the knowledge of others, they take some amount responsible, they are like, they are in fact responsible for majority of fraud. I think recently you are familiar with some issues happened even in Kerala. Okay, in the Kerala government structure also, government system itself, there is a kind of a fraud or theft that has happened. Okay, so that is about fraud or theft. The third one is employee sabotage. It is basically, employees are most familiar with their employers' computers and applications, including knowing what actions might cause the most damage, mischief, or sabotage. Okay, so they are using the employers' system. Okay, so purposefully or without, in an unplanned manner also, at times what happens is like, they go for a damage to the entire system. Okay, small instances of theft can happen, or you can say the entire system they can even destroy, like hardware facilities, then planting logic bombs, another example, then destroy programs or data, they can do that, then entering data incorrectly, then crashing systems, deleting data, holding data hostage, and changing data. All these things are in fact part of threats to the computer system or security. Area is like the loss of physical and infrastructure support, especially you can say power failures, then loss of communication, then there is no range, as you say when we go for some exams, then some leaks or server problems, then any type of infrastructure can in fact lead to the lead to a threat, and unexpected ways, anything can result in a threat to the system. Most prominent one, or you can say something that is pretty popular or familiar to all of you, and that is like the malicious hacker. Okay, they know they are doing some kind of damage to the owner of the computer system without the knowledge of the owner. That is basically malicious hackers, and the people who do this of unlawful things are called hackers. Of any unlawful attempt, that is in fact being made, they are called as hackers. Okay, and once they get access to targeted system, they can alter the data available on those system or steal the private information. It is said that the government sites, they are hacked. Okay, at times there was a kind of, so they take information from there and they use it for their own purposes, or you can say like they destroy the information up there, the data up there. So that is also possible. So malicious hackers, they do much harm to to the system. Okay, we'll discuss that in detail when we discuss about hackers using Trojan horse and all. We'll discuss that in detail. You just have to understand what exactly it is that is it. Now, the next one is industrial espionage. It is basically the act of gathering proprietary data from private companies or the government for the purpose of aiding another company. You are looking into, just like the picture shows, you are peeping into another company and you are using it, or you can say the trade secrets are without the knowledge of the people. You are taking it and you are using it for some other purpose to aid somebody else. Okay, or you can say to aid a domestic use, taking government data and using for some domestic industries. All these things are in fact part of industrial espionage. Then foreign industrial espionage, they are economic kind of things are used for our purpose. All these things, you can say. So information is processed, stored in computer systems, and if the computer security is proper to a great extent, we can help such threats. Okay, so that is why it is said, like, as part of computer security system. One is malware. Malware is basically a malicious software, which in fact talks about in the popular term a virus in the system. Okay, so something that is designed to infiltrate, means to get into the computer system without the information or the consent of the owner, and to cause some kind of damage to that particular system. Okay, that is malware. I'll discuss that in detail because this is like a very important section. You will definitely get, more than 95% you have chance to get question from this area. So I'll discuss that in a separate video. Okay, so with that I conclude the session. As I have told you earlier, this is like pretty important session, and because of that, you have to be a bit more, serious about the session when you're listening to it. Okay, all the threats are important, and also, like, the three goals are also there. You might get an essay question from this area. So you should be in a position to know the points, and only you can develop it into an essay. Okay, so keep that in mind. We'll continue the same session in the next video on malware. Okay, so till then, stay at home and stay safe. Thank you, and God bless.